Hey traders, Mike Sir here. Welcome to my live weekly trader psychology live stream series where I help you with the mental side of trading, a very, very important aspect in terms of becoming a successful trader. All right, just want to let you guys know I am back. So I've actually taken a little bit of time off work in terms of trading, in terms of producing YouTube videos for you guys. What I also always suggest is if you are trading, on a daily basis, and sometimes you get into a situation where you feel burnt out. It's always beneficial to take some time off. It's incredible in terms of helping you clear your mind and also just provide much more energy in terms of the weekly, trading or actually weekly or daily type of trading grind. So definitely suggest that. And what I typically do is every 3 months I make sure that I take at least 1 week off from trading. Again, helps me with my trading performance and as well as just gives you a mental break from everything. All right, today what we are going to talk about is how to be disciplined in trading. And specifically, we all know that we should be disciplined in terms of our trading, cutting our losses short. We should stick to our trading plan. We should make reckless trading decisions. We shouldn't overtrade. All these type of things we should not do, but yet we do. So what I want to do in today's live stream is I want to kind of give you a little bit more of a perspective of how you can put yourself in a position where these type of mental issues, these type of scenarios, or these type of mistakes that you may make in terms of being undisciplined in your trading, these type of things won't occur that often. You can never eliminate, you can never be perfect in terms of ensuring that you're 100% disciplined, or you're 100% trading at 100% peak performance every single day. But what I want to share in terms of this stream is some ideas for you to position yourself so that you will be disciplined in trading. All right, let's get started. All right, just a normal disclaimer: please consult your financial advisor before making any financial decisions. These are educational videos only, or educational streams. All right. So I want to give you guys what here, 2, 4, 6, 8 type of things that will help you to become more disciplined in trading. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and I want to share some stories so that it'll give you a little bit of a context. And I want you to kind of look back at your experiences, or look back at scenarios, situations that happen to your day-to-day life, or month-to-month lifestyle, where you can apply some of those rules to trading. Perhaps it's you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to eat healthier, you're trying to exercise, you're trying to be more disciplined in terms of your time management, all those type of things. See if you can, or even in terms of your work environment, see if you can apply those things in terms of trading, because I realize lots of things that we make, or decisions that we make in life, can be applied to trading. So I'm going to give you also some examples in terms of trading that can help you become more disciplined. So the first thing I want to talk about is know what you want and know what you don't want. So in terms of applying in trading, is you got to know what you're looking for, right? You got to know, for example, if you are looking to looking for opportunities that can net you a big amount of money, you shouldn't be looking for opportunities where you make very, very little money, right? For example, also, if you are looking for a market where it's very, very volatile, or you are looking for a stock or trading, any type of trading instrument that can give you that enormous return, up or down, in terms of the price movements, you shouldn't be trading things that don't move as much. So that's what I meant by knowing what you want. Like, what are you looking to get out of trading, right? What are type of returns? If you're looking for something less volatile, you're not or something safer, something you're not looking for 100% or plus returns or 10x type returns, then you should avoid the type of trading instruments or stocks that move that fluctuation, right? So that's also meaning you should be very focused on knowing what you want, okay, out of the trade. Because if you kind of think about it, the stock market, financial markets, currency markets, crypto markets, is just a marketplace. So what do you want to get out of it? Are you just looking to get small pieces of profits, right? Are you looking to get bigger gains? Are you looking for more passive stuff? Are you looking for a steady type of growth, equity curve? Know what you want and find those things that can help you get you closer. So that's what I meant by, like, you gotta know what you want out of it. So when you know what you want, you know what you don't want. So for example, I have traders who don't like trading the extreme volatility. So you shouldn't play, a stock like, let's just say, Tesla. You shouldn't play a super volatile type of stock or type of trading instrument, or you shouldn't be trading in volatile market environments. You shouldn't be trading before the Fed decision, reports their interest rate decisions, something like that. You should wait for the markets to calm down. But if you're a volatility trader, for example, or volatility day trader, the first half hour, first hour should be the core of your trading, because it will be very, very volatile. And that's your time to take advantage and try to grab pieces of that volatility movement. But if you're not, don't trade the first half hour or hour where there's fluctuation. Wait for it to calm down, set the trend, and then get in. Okay, so that will help you become more disciplined, because you're trading something that you're looking for, right? You got to know what you want. And then when you know what you want, you're very laser focused on what you want to get from the financial markets. Okay, so first one. Number two, hold yourself accountable. Okay, and this is where you may have read things or watched other videos where you may have an accountability partner or accountability a buddy, where you tell them the things that you're looking to achieve and they will hold you accountable. Because if you don't have that buddy and you're just trading by yourself, it's very hard to be accountable to yourself, because you kind of let some rules slide. You kind of say that you don't want to lose more than this, but then no one's holding you accountable, right? So you can have accountability partner where you track your results and have that person say, listen, hey, you broke that rule, or you exceeded your loss limits that particular day. Why did you do that? So that's why when people want to lose weight, for example, or want to build muscles, that's why they have personal trainers, right, or personal coaches, or like myself, where I work with individuals who are don't really have a lot of accountability. They don't know any other traders, so I work with them and I hold them accountable. I ask them, why did you make that trade? What was the reason? And if they can't come up with a good reason, then I hold them accountable to ensure that they don't make those same mistakes again. So that's why if you have someone, or even if you don't have someone, you got to hold yourself accountable. Okay. And I always say is trading is a profession where you're on your own. Like, any mistakes, any type of decisions that you make that are profitable, it's you, right? You can't blame the market. You can't blame other things. You can only hold yourself accountable. So it's a profession where you have quite frankly, you have absolutely total control over what you do. And you say, well, it's the market. Well, you have to understand, well, you're the one who is pressing the buy and sell buttons. So you're the one who's making the decisions. So that's why I meant by, if you hold yourself accountable, saying, these are the rules that I'm not going to break. This is my total risk I'm going to lose. If I get there, shut off my account. These are the type of strategies that I'm looking for. This is type of patterns. This is the type of technical setup, or these are the rules where I don't trade in this type of market. So if you hold yourself accountable to that, then you'll be more disciplined because you have strict rules. And again, it's easy to say, right? All these strict rules, but you have to personally hold yourself accountable to it. Because if you're not accountable to it, then you can just do whatever, right? I mean, it's the same thing, when you're driving a car, there's speed limits in place. There's certain rules in place so that this whole world doesn't become, chaos, right? So you have to have certain rules that you say to yourself, I cannot break. And this is why I said the third point is there has to be consequences for your actions if you break your rules. Because let's just say again, if you drive over the speed limit, you might get a ticket or you might cause a crash, right? So there are consequences to that. But in trading, you have to apply that same type of consequences. Like if you exceed your loss for that day and you blow your account, well, you can say, well, I'll just put more money in, but it has to be a consequence that you hold yourself accountable. Again, it's the same thing. So one of the things that I am very, very harsh on myself is, and two things I'll say. One is I am very, very focused on risk. Again, if you guys listen to all my streams, you can watch all of my videos. I always emphasize risk, right? So those who are on the stream, that that's my number one focus. But the other thing that I hold myself accountable to a lot, and I really drill myself hard, is opportunities that I did not take, that were my go-to type of setups, they're my go-to trades. I'm really hard on myself on missing those opportunities, again, due to maybe fear or due to uncertainty, whatever reason, mental reason, is not allowing me to take those trades, or I miss those trades. I'm very, very hard on myself. So the consequences that I hold myself to is a very, very high degree. And I actually am more upset I'm at myself for missing out on trades that I should make than sometimes losses that I incur on the trade. So that's why there are consequences. And for example, if there's certain rules that you break, you have to write, okay, what's the consequence, right? Maybe you don't trade for that entire day. Maybe you do have something that will penalize you when you make those mistakes, and therefore that will help build discipline. Like maybe again, with your accountability partner or accountability buddy, you say, if I make these mistakes, I will give this person X amount, right? Or I will do certain things. So that makes you disciplined, and it's not just financially, it's also just, when you tell someone, or when you hold yourself to the utmost concept, or utmost accountability, you have to stand behind that. Because if you don't stand behind that, then there's no rules, and then if there's no rules in trading, then you're just basically gambling. Okay, number 4, burning desire. And what I mean by burning desire is sometimes we're not disciplined in a sense of putting in the hard work to do your research, or waking up. If you're on the West Coast like me, waking up early, right? Being and having a consistent schedule is basically it tells you you just don't have that burning desire to succeed. And if you look at, and maybe some of you have looked at, previous successful people in the world, they all get up very, very early. They're very, they put in the hours. You think that they just achieve success just like that. You don't know the amount of work that they put in. And that's also what I mean by helping you become more disciplined is you have a burning desire to succeed. You have a burning passion to improve in terms of your trading. And therefore, that has to be the focus for you is to get better every single day. And that helps you become more disciplined because you know if you have this burning desire to succeed, you got to find out, okay, what are the things that I'm missing in my trading that I need to be better at, right? So again, you don't want to lose X amount and you make all these trading mistakes or you don't follow these rules. Well, that's because you just don't have a burning desire to improve your trading. And if you don't have a burning desire to improve your trading, well, you don't have a burning desire to make a lot of money from trading. Yes, you want to make all this money and all the money flows to you so easily. Well, if you're in the right trend, yes, of course. But I can tell you that if you want to have a long-term successful trading career, you have to have that burning desire. And that's why, I'm on my 23rd year, and every morning when I wake up for the markets, I'm excited, okay? Because to me, it's a challenge every day to try to figure out markets going up, markets going down, or markets just basically going sideways. Okay. Fifth thing, and I think probably in here, one of the most important things, stick with what you know. So it's kind of similar to what I said earlier. If you are trading, I'll just say, very, very low volatility markets, okay, going sideways, steady growth up or steady down type of thing, you shouldn't trade, markets where they're extremely volatile, because then it makes you undisciplined because suddenly it's a market you just don't know. Or it's something where if you have mainly been trading a certain stock or a certain sector where you know how the stock moves, you know how the markets move, but suddenly you have not traded, let's say crypto, right? And I'll talk about when I first started trading crypto. I tried to kind of apply how I was trading stocks or how I'm trading currencies or how I'm trading other markets to try to figure out how to trade crypto, trade Bitcoin. And I found Bitcoin to be extremely volatile. So I was playing very, very small, but I kind of wanted to figure out how is it that Bitcoin moves. And obviously there are some similarities and some analysis that I used similar, but I didn't really know. It's a new asset class that I haven't really traded before. So I didn't really know. So I have to learn, right? I have to kind of read more about how Bitcoin and the crypto markets move. Then I can figure out how to trade. And now obviously I traded, but still I'm still learning, about the crypto market. It's still very, very new in my mind. So what I always do is before I try to trade something that I don't know, you got to know what you know, and you got to know what you're comfortable with. And that's why if you're trading something that's not comfortable for you, then of course you become more undisciplined because that's not the market that you know. So that's what I meant by stick with what you know. And if you want to trade other sectors or other strategies or other asset classes, learn it first. Trade and demo know how it works before you trade other different markets. And that's why, you become undisciplined because suddenly you get into something that you just don't know. Suddenly you lose, and then suddenly you're frustrated, and then suddenly you lose more, and then suddenly next thing you know, you blow up your account. Okay. Next thing, set trading routine. And I'll tell you that in terms of trading, like the act of trading, it's actually very boring. All you're really doing is, okay, you do all your analysis, all that stuff. You're just waiting for the price to hit your target level, right, to get in, or certain environments for you to get in a certain price, wait for it, or even you set pending orders, you set your stop loss, you set your exit target price. That's it, right? That's all you do. You're not, it's not like a video game. It's not like, oh, unless you're scalping or unless you're really doing aggressive day trading where you're watching every minute or every second. But in reality, trading is actually very, very boring. So if you know what you're looking for, if you know what you're comfortable with, if you know what you are good in, all you're really doing most of the time is you're just waiting. And this is kind of obviously we talked about patience, because you're patiently waiting for specifically the right opportunity. But really, there's a lot of waiting. It's not it's not something that it's a lot of excitement. Obviously the excitement is, for me, is planning through the trade, doing all your analysis, putting to action, executing, and actually making money from it. Right? That's the excitement part, right? But if you think about it, there's a certain routine. So you're looking for this, you're filtering for this type of situation, you're waiting for this type of opportunity. So it's like a routine, and you just basically keep replicating that. So if you have a routine and strict criteria in terms of what you're looking for, then you become more disciplined, because you don't know, you're not focusing on anything else, right? You don't get into trouble. You don't get into a scenario where you trade, in a haphazard way or very illogically, because it's a routine. It's like a checklist, right? So, and again, adding to that point is, if you have a checklist of what you're looking for, right? Okay, is there this type of you're implementing? The markets are trending up, for example. So you're looking for breakouts, you're looking for pullbacks, you're looking for certain technical chart patterns that are profitable in an upward market. You filter through that. Okay, what type of instruments or what type of stocks or what type of instruments are really good at breaking certain levels and stuff like that. You check, right? So you filter through that, and then you get to a certain type of instruments, and then you look at to see where any economic data coming out, or any Fed, or all those type of news, and check the company earnings, all that type of stuff helps you kind of filter through that. And then you come to a certain couple of instruments that you focus on trading. You set your entry, stop loss, take profit. That's it, right? That's it. So once you go through that checklist, you go through that filtering process, then there's no way for you to be undisciplined, because you're just basically following a routine, following a checklist, following the type of opportunities that you're looking for. Next thing, track your trades. And I'm not surprised that, I worked with many students or, many traders, is many of you guys don't have a trading journal. Don't track your performance. You don't know week to week how well you do. You may look at, okay, on a day-to-day basis, okay, well, I've lost money today or I made money yesterday, but you don't track to see why you made money, why you lost money, what are things that you can improve on, what's your statistical edge, what's your win-loss ratio, what's your winning streak, what's your risk-reward type of trades that you usually get, what's the type of market environment that you excel in. So if you track your trades, you'll know what you're doing right. You'll know what you're doing wrong. And, I'll talk a little bit about my experiences. Is yes, before I never tracked my trades, especially early on in my career, because I day trade so much, right? And I'm scalping and all that stuff. I don't really track it. But then once I started tracking, and then also has my trading progressed from moving away from scalping, trying to do more intraday trades and then swing trades and more positional trades, I started seeing what are the type of trades that I'm making money on. And then there came to a certain point where I was actually not making money scalping, maybe because the market changed, or maybe my skills just didn't work, or the strategies didn't work. But I started seeing that some of the trades that I found that I've been holding on for swing trades, I'm making more money on the trades that I'm scalping on. So if I'm making money more on certain type of strategy, certain type of style, well, I should keep doing that instead of doing things that are not making me as much money. So you only know that by tracking your trades, because you got to know. Well, it's just like if you are a professional athlete, you got to know what's your in terms of baseball, what's your batting average, what's your statistics in terms of getting on base, what's your stats on certain if you look at yourself as an athlete, right? What's your efficiency level? So look at you as an athlete is you can find out, maybe for example, you have a very low win-loss ratio, but you're still very profitable. Well, why is that? So, the trades that you do make you a lot of money, and the trades that you lose very little. So you're very disciplined in terms of your risk management. So in order to improve your profitability, well, maybe the trades that you're making, you should be more patient and wait for much better opportunities. If you if you improve your win-loss ratio, and the fact that you already control risk, and also the trades that do work make you a lot of money, then if you combine all those things together, then you'll make a lot of money, right? And that's why you got to look at your stats. Okay, treat yourself as an athlete. Okay, last thing is take time off. And I kind of said that to you guys in the beginning, is especially if you are trading every single day. Okay, it takes a toll on yourself, and not just in terms of the mental part or the physical part. Well, the physical part is obviously not as much, but it's more the mental part of just sometimes when you are stuck in this bubble, you can't see certain things, or due to exhaustion, or just clearing your mind, is you got to take some time off from trading. Allows your brain to refresh, clear your mind, and then most importantly for me, because I don't just trade, I work with a lot of students, is just helping you just get away, and allows you to be able to reset. Maybe you want to take time off mainly because you've been having a losing streak. Maybe it's just because you have other things outside of trading in your life that you're dealing with. And that way, you don't let those things affect you in your trading. Other things, for example, just mentally, right? Being able to take time off from trading will allow you to, again, clear mind, clear focus, know a lot of motivation to get back. Like when I took a week off, I just very, very motivated to come back, on these live stream to share my experiences. You can tell in terms of my energy level, it's a lot more alive versus me just kind of doing it on every single week or every single day in terms of trading. So something for you guys to think about. All right, so I'm going to open the floor to any questions that you guys have on discipline, anything that I can help you with the trader mindset. All right, guys, so I'm just going to go through the questions here. Okay, hey, Joel. Hello. Z. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't understand Heaven Boy. Maybe you can type in English. I'm not too familiar with what you're saying there. Trader Kashish Malik. I'm facing difficulty in taking profits. Can you tell me your profit taking strategy? So I'm not going to talk about the technical aspects, but I'll kind of just share with you, in terms of where you should be looking to take profit. So, um, what I always kind of say is, you got to first of all know before you get into a trade, where is it on the technical levels? Where are you looking to take profit? So, if you don't have at least a target in mind, then of course you just make irrational decisions, or you just make decisions on the spur of the moment. Okay, so that's the first thing. You got to know what your take profit levels are. Second thing of all is you got to look at planning ahead of what type of trigger will get you to take profits. Okay, well, maybe for example, if you have a firm rule, you're not going to, once you're in profit, you're not going to turn the profit into a loss. Okay, maybe that's a rule for you. Don't turn a profit into a loss. Okay, that's number one. So once you're in profit, move your stop loss to break even. So no matter what, you won't lose money. Okay. Number two is if you have a profit target in mind, saying, okay, if it gets to here, I'm going to take profit. But if it doesn't, I'm going to take profits along the way. Okay, so it might not reach to your ultimate target, but once it gets to certain levels, maybe take some off, right? If that's your objective. Or the third thing is, no matter what, you feel very confident in the trade. You don't, because maybe due to volatility, you make sure you definitely have a stop loss so that you can control um, the fact that you won't lose more than X amount. Okay, so the main thing that I would convey is, in terms of profit, is plan ahead. Whether it's hitting certain resistance levels, support levels, certain patterns, certain failures, maybe news events that you know of. Plan that in advance before you make a decision on, whether you're actually going to take the profit or not. Okay. ZVF says, what's your take on prop firms? I actually have a lot of opinions on prop firms, and I'm working on something right now in terms of working with several prop firms. So stay tuned on that. Some more news will be coming out on that. Okay. Nitin Kumar, how can we know what kind of trader I am? Well, it all starts with, what's your goal? Like I always ask, in terms of, if a trader that I'm working with, well, what's your goal? And people say, well, I just want to make money. Well, how much money? Well, lots of money. Well, how much is lots? So get into a definition of the amount. And you say, well, how can I just want to make money, right? And I've gotten to some conversations with traders who challenge me on that. Well, if you don't know how much you're targeting, then you're just basically trading for the sake of trading. And I won't share too much of a long story, but there was a time period where I was I was profitable almost on a daily basis. Okay, there was a period of time. And I didn't know what I was trading for. I didn't know what amounts I was looking for. Like I was just trading the same, position size and trading the same patterns, which is okay. But I was trading for the sake of trading. I had no goal in mind, and that's why people challenge me. Well, I just want to make money. Well, what is it that you're targeting for? So if you're targeting to, let's just say, make, hypothetically, $1,000, trading is very different when your target is to make $10,000 or make $100,000 or $1 million or etc. or big amounts, right? Because you're trading. You got to know what you got to know what you want out of the financial markets, because I said this all the time, is trading or the financial markets. There's so many things you can trade. There's so many instruments, asset classes, strategies, um, volatility, so many things. And if you don't know what type of trader you're looking for, then how is it that you can be good at that? So when you like the question you're asking is, well, what type of trader? How do I know what type of trader I am? Well, experiment, right? So if you know that you are looking to make a lot of money and X amount, right? For example, you're looking to turn something to a 10x type of thing. Well, you shouldn't be trading. First of all, you shouldn't be trading conservative strategies. You shouldn't be trading stocks that move, very very little, right? The volatility. If you're looking for 10x stuff, you should trade stuff that is very volatile, that has the ability to move up sharply or move down sharply, because that's the only. I mean, it might not be your style, but you have to put yourself into a position where there's something that you're trading. If you do trade well in it, it will get you closer to that goal, right? So that's what I meant by you got to know what your goals are. And if you don't know, then you just basically randomly try to find the next opportunity that can help you make money. But if you're not putting yourself in a position where the asset that you're trading, the strategy that you're trading, the risk reward ratio is not big enough, or you're not trading with leverage, or you're not trading with something that can give you 10x returns, then you'll never reach your goals. Right? And I'm not saying that, okay, you have to trade all this volatility stuff, you have to trade with leverage, you have to do all these higher risk type of stuff. But quite frankly, if you're looking for 10x, you're not, it's not a passive, it's not a safe strategy to look for 10x returns, right? So that's where it starts off with your goals, and then find things that can give you that potential to get you closer to that. Because if it doesn't, then what are you trading for, right? And if you don't know what you're looking for, and you're looking for this type of return and you're not getting it, well, then that's not your objective, right? In terms of getting into trading, right? So that's what I meant by you got to know what you're looking for, and then figure out those things can get you closer. Okay, last thing I'm going to talk about. So Neaton says everybody wants to quit their bad habits. What's the thing in our mind which is stopping us? What's the logic behind it? I do not want to make any mistakes, but I do. So I'll kind of talk about maybe in a scenario where in your own personal life, like if you want to, let's just say, lose weight, for example, or you want to have a six pack, or you want to have bodybuilding muscles and all that stuff. You dream about that. You look on Instagram. You want to be this fit individual. But if you don't have a burning desire to do that, then of course certain things will derail you, because it's not important. Like I would say, like I want to have a six pack. I want to have all these big muscles and all that stuff. But to me, I don't do that, or it's not because I don't want to. It's just that I don't have a burning desire. It's not as important to me on that. But for trading, especially early on in my career, I had a burning desire. Like I would sometimes tell people, if I can't succeed as a trader, like I wouldn't know what to do. Like I would be lost, and I really fear that. So that's why I had this burning desire to really improve. So that's why I said, in all these things, utilize that and think of a scenario where you said, I have to be disciplined in order for me to succeed. So that's why you have to, that the logic is you got to really want it. And I firmly believe is that it's not obviously just one thing, but I firmly believe that if you have a burning desire to improve your trade and be successful as a trader, it all has to come within first. It's where there's no option. You have to be successful as a trader. So if there's no option for you not to be successful, what are some of the things that will help you, right? And that's where you become more disciplined. That's where you continually improve on trading. That's where you continually put in the hard work, right? This is where you got to know what you want. You hold yourself accountable. There are consequences to your action. You got to know what you're good at. And I said here, right? Set your trading routine, track your trades, take time off. All those things. The logic behind it is it has to come within that. If you set your mind to this and it is extremely important to you, you will figure out the way. And if you, after that, if you still say to yourself, well, I don't understand logic, or I can't do it, or I make all these, I can't follow all these things that, you just stated. Well, I will tell you truthfully, you just don't have enough of a desire to be successful as a trader. You don't have that passion, and that's fine. Maybe trading is not something that you really obsess over. And I'll share another other live streams. I was obsessed. Okay, I was obsessed with trading and trying to improve my performance, and that's one way. That's how I improve my discipline. And I will not say that I'm a completely 100% disciplined, but it definitely helped me get to the level of discipline that has allowed me to have success in the markets. All right, guys, thank you very much for attending today's live stream. So next week, I will talk about an issue that hasn't been talked enough, is mental health, and specifically mental health in traders. So trader mindset health. I've dealt with many traders who I've basically been working with these traders who need my help, and it's not just based on technicals, it's not based on knowledge, it's not based on experience. It's in fact certain mental health issues that are plaguing these traders from having success. And because the trading profession, it's all mental. You can say knowledge. Well, you need to have knowledge. That's just basically the foundation that you need to have, right? It's not because, I have all this knowledge, suddenly I become successful. No, it's just a starting point. And then let's just say you build experience to that, okay? And as you get more experience, it will help you. But then that's also helps you just get you closer. It's not a big or the most important contributor to your success. It's actually your mental health, because you are making decisions not just from a logical standpoint, but you have to fight off some of these mental issues. And sometimes for some traders who are battling some type of mental health issues, it's something that if you are not able to address, it will hold you back from trading. So I'm going to talk about that next week in next week's live stream. So thank you all for joining today, and I will see you guys next week.